All right, let's recap our keys today. Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Goldie Locks. You locked him down today.
Big time. He was just putting his fastball where he wanted to. He was elevating that four-seamer, and then he kept everything inside, jammed him all game long. So that was huge to hold Goldie down. And the second thing was first things first. Is getting that first pitch strike. And we talked about the first inning. He was able to handle it today, and getting that first pitch strike all game long led to him being successful throughout the whole game.
All right, there you go. Anthony Rizzo cracked his 5th home run in his last 12 games. Let's head into the clubhouse in our Miller Game Report.
It's fun to watch. It's definitely fun to watch, fun to play on.
It makes the defense go easier, too, when the pitcher's pitching like that.
Yeah, I mean, guys, we made some good plays today. Some good diving plays outfield. KB made some nice plays, Javi. So when we play defense like that, pitch like that, we know that's the formula.
What about yourself? The first hit was quintessential what people are talking about these days. Have a two-strike approach, go the other way. It seemed like your head was there all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, being able to stay back and do that is nice. It tells me myself I'm not trying to do too much up there. So, and then got to put a good swing on the ball. Kind of got it through the wind there, which is nice, and gave Kyle that lead and let him just work his magic. Are
you surprised more people don't have it, or is it something that people really have to work a lot on to develop?
I don't know. I think it's just a case by case, player by player. So definitely see more guys choking up a little bit more of late, but I think it's just who you are as a hitter.
Anthony, is it easier to play defense when you're just standing there for 2 or 3 pitches a hitter and not, waiting on long counts and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when guys get ahead and they're getting early contact, it's the flow of the game goes a lot quicker. And then when you throw 81 pitches through 9 innings, it's something that you just don't see on a yearly basis. I'm sure there's a stat out there that someone has right now that probably hasn't happened in a little while.
What's it been like the last 20 games or so, coming every day, knowing you guys are likely to find a way to win?
Yeah, it feels good, So starting off with the way we started off, to bounce back and now to continue to play good baseball is key, and we want to keep playing good baseball. It's going to be a year long of battle. It's a year-long battle, ups and downs, and it's just about weathering the storm at all times.
Joe said he sees like you guys being sharper mentally before, even in the dugout before game. Is that something you see?
For me, I feel like we're locked in every day. We're locked in and winning every day. So I don't know. I think I don't see anything different. Guys are locked in on their routines and going and doing their business in the weight room and treatment in the training room. So it's just an everyday thing.
So the Wrigley Field baseball gods, were you thinking they might take that home run away from you because you had a great swing on it, but it didn't seem to have the length that it normally had because of that always east wind?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to stay fair or not. I knew I got enough of it. Just a matter of if it was going to stay fair, and it stayed true.
Sorry if you answered this, but from your vantage point, what did it look like Kyle had from basically the first pitch? Could you just tell how?
Yeah, it's just first pitch strikes is so big, and he was getting ahead and keeping the ball on the edges, and then he starts dumping in that curveball the 3rd or 4th time around, and he was flowing today, and it was nice to watch.
Did the Cardinals kind of help him because they seemed they were trying to be too aggressive and he was hitting his pitches and they couldn't get anything out of it?
Well, I mean, you go either way. You sit back and take, you're going to be 0-2 in 2 pitches. So it's one of those. He's one of the guys when he's on like that. He could potentially always have a low pitch count because guys know he's going to throw strikes. He's not going to really beat around the strike zone and nibble. So it was a good day.
All right, there you go. Time for our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Who's hot? and who's not against Michael Wacha, who'll pitch tomorrow. Who's hot? Anthony Rizzo. 20 of 42. That's a .476 batting average. 3 bombs, 2 doubles, 7 RBIs. Who's not? Don't expect him to be in the lineup tomorrow. Ben Zobrist. 176 on 3 of 17, 3 Ks, and a 300 OBP.
I would be picking Rizzo tomorrow if we were doing Cure Performers.
Yeah,
that would be my
for
guy.
me, we're not. All right, let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series at Wrigley. It'll be Michael Wacha, 2-0 with a .478 against Yu Darvish, 2-3 with a 5.02. Ozzie Guillen says he expects Yu Darvish to be really good tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, we always say, is it going to be that next outing that he really steps up? And I love that 6-inning pitch, 2 hits. He was really efficient with his pitches, and he was able to get big swing and misses in big counts. Because they had men on base, he was able to just pitch out of jams. And they're going to need him tomorrow to just be more efficient and attack the strike zone with that fastball.
Yeah, and I liked when he put men out of the 6th. Joe didn't go get him.
Yes.
He went out and basically said, go get him, kid.
Go.
Finish it off.
That's what you would have done as a manager, right?
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
I like
you
your
would have
style.
gone, oh, let's take you out here. I would have said, hey, big guy, it's your mess out there. Let's go clean it up. And that's exactly what he did. 110 pitches, and he really accorded himself well.
And
2 hits.
I think hopefully he takes something from that is, all right, Joe's going to let me go deeper now. Now I can really establish myself and piggyback off of the 2 starts before him. Hendricks and Lester were really good. Now it's time to don't be that guy that messes things up.
All right, I'm going to bat flip. Cubs win. Thanks for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. We'll see you next week.
I like
All right.
Spicy tuna roll. Nice. California roll.
Sushi.
I'll take it.
Delivering from over 95,000 restaurants nationwide. If you want it all, you can get it all. Grubhub. Restaurants you love delivered.
For a great, reliable used vehicle, need to come visit the pre-owned lot at Mike Anderson Chevrolet.
It's so easy and hassle-free, you can purchase one today.
It all starts with selection, in stock, on sale every day.
And they've all undergone a rigorous set of inspections.
And our financing rocks. We have hundreds of ways to help you drive home right now.
So come on in. You're in the driver's seat, and we've got you covered.
Visit Mike Anderson Chevrolet in Merrillville off I-65 and 61st Avenue.
Mike Anderson Chevrolet, the Chevy Giants.
Visit us today.
I'm Ryan Sandberg. I started losing my hair about 10 years ago. I saw Restore on billboards. Brian Urlacher, of course, made me feel like this is something I really wanted to do. Look at this old dude here. I was very excited about the Restore method. There's no pain, there's no stitches. Having hair takes me back to my younger years. I'm Ryan Sandberg, and I chose Restore.
Call 800-260-6262 now for your free consultation and get a $500 discount. That's 800-260-6262.
Winning the throne. Has it changed her?
There's only one thing we say to staff meetings. Not today!
She asked me to call her Your Grace. I'm her boss. Jill,
I am the dragon's daughter!
Oddly, productivity is up company-wide.
Save! Save! Save!
Only AT&T lets you own the throne. Just download the AT&T Thanks app for access to exclusive Game of Thrones experiences and the chance to win the iconic Iron Throne. Don't just watch the throne, own the throne.
Kyle Hendricks absolutely dominated the Cardinals on the north side this afternoon, pitching a complete game, 4-hit shutout. Cubs win 4-zip. Anthony Rizzo, a 3-run bomb in the 3rd, was more than enough offense. Another night, another walk-off winner for the White Sox, this time courtesy of one Nicky Delmonico. We've got Game 2, White Sox and Red Sox, top of the hour. Chris Sale against Reynaldo Lopez tonight on the south side of the city. Bulls announced they've reached a multi-year extension with head coach Jim Boylan. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. In a press release, team VP John Paxson praised Boylan, calling him a good fit for this team. right, welcome in to Sports Talk Live, presented by the Chevy Silverado. Hope you had a good week. You're ready for a great weekend. I'm David Kaplan. Let's meet the panel for today's show. He's got the Big Ten Unfiltered. Is it Big Ten Unfiltered podcast?
You got it.
He's Seth Gruen, also Bleacher Report, and a bunch of other cool places. We got Ozzie Guillen, former White Sox manager and our analyst here at NBC Sports Chicago. My partner on Cubs coverage and former Cub, 13-year big leaguer David DeJesus, and Eli Herskovich from radio.com. And that's a brand new gig, so congratulations to you. All right, let's get started with some baseball. Kyle Hendricks was simply magnificent today. 81 pitches. It's one of the best pitching performances we've seen in this city in a long, long time. Cubs win 4-0. Ozzie, this guy was locked in. And although he's throwing 86, 87, they can't hit him.
I love it. The way the game's going right now, you're not trying 98, you're not a pitcher in the big league. This guy moved the ball. It reminds me a little bit of Greg Maddox. You know, excuse me, Greg, but he's not that good like you was. But this kid is unreal. You throw strikes, you know what about strike out people. When he make mistake, he find out and and he did it right away what he got done. It's fun to play behind this guy when you're playing in the infield.
Yeah, and he was efficient today. Only 18 balls out of the 81 pitches. So that's almost like 2 an inning. So he was just really throwing quality strikes, getting ahead of hitters, and he relied and he trusted the guys behind him. They were making plays all throughout the game behind him.
Yeah, and to throw 81 pitches, I mean, you got to be throwing strikes, right? And I think I watched this performance and just, wish more pitchers took that approach. Because it seems like, and you guys can comment on this, guy gets up on a guy 0-2. He's throwing 2 balls out of the zone. Hendricks here, he goes after a guy.
He nibbles. He nibbles.
Exactly.
He just went here, hit it.
Yeah, the efficiency is just insane. You think about it, you don't want to get it behind against one of the best lineups in baseball, and the Cardinals with Carpenter, who's yet to get hot, Goldschmidt, DeYoung, and Ozuna, who's coming into his own this year, a bounce back year after last year. So Hendricks' efficiency against an elite lineup was very impressive.
If you look at a guy like this, he's throwing 86, 87, then he throws a 78-mile-an-hour changeup. Go, how the hell am I not hitting this?
You know what? You go have a dinner today. You go, you know what? I got a very, very comfortable 0-4.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said to me.
Like, oh my God, all of a sudden, because I played behind Maddox a few years when I was with Atlanta. It was fun. It was, the ball's going to come to you. You have to be ready every pitch. And nowadays, guys just want to strike out everybody out, lead the league in strike out. But, that's easy. You see that? Put the ball in plate, make sure you make quality pitches, and you're going to have a day like he did.
All right, time for our Chevy stat of the day. Kyle Hendricks, home versus road splits. Take a look at these numbers this season only. And Kyle Hendricks is one of the better pitchers the Chicago Cubs have. But look at the numbers. He's 2-1. He's 0-3 on the road, 21 to 13 innings. Look at the ERA, 0.86 to 8.76. Strikeouts are a little higher at home. Walks are higher on the road. So he is a different guy, David.
Yeah, there's something about he pitched in Arizona where the ball travels, and pitching at Wrigley early on when it's cold out, the wind is always blowing in.
And in Texas.
So he pitched there, too. That's another park where the ball flies out of. So pitching at Wrigley early on in the season, you can get away with mistakes up in the zone because that ball, if you hit it up in the air, that's coming right back to you. So I feel this is his start where he starts gaining his momentum, and once he starts going, he's a pitcher that really gets tough.
One last question on Cubs before we go to White Sox. Yu Darvish pitches tomorrow. We'll see him get to 0-2, and then it's nibble. Please bite on my slider out of the zone. All of a sudden, it's 3-2. Now he walks a guy. Same thing. What does he have to do to beat the Cardinals tomorrow? Because he's got great stuff.
Just don't be afraid. He got a great stuff. Go after people. Forget about your breaking ball. Go after people. You got a good enough fastball. Is the wind blowing, like Jesus say? Go after. Just check the guy don't need to throw the way you throw. You got better stuff than anybody in that staff. And he can get nobody out. Just why? Because I think he tried to be a better pitcher. He tried to use all his pitch. Just go after people. See what happens.
Yeah, he has 5 pitches that he wants to command. And when he's not commanding his fastball, it's hard to really command his splitter, his slider, because he has so much movement on it. So just trust your stuff. I wanted to see him throwing 60% fastball. He throws 95 miles an hour. It's hard to hit 95 miles an hour placed where you want to. So he just got to go out there and believe and be convicted on every pitch.
I have a question. Is the catcher, whoever catch, Contreras or anybody catch, can you say, listen, you know what? That's what I want. I want you to throw this. If they got enough power to tell him what to do,
I don't know.
They should, because I say, well, listen, this thing don't work.
Yeah.
You know, the way you be pitching in Chicago last couple of years don't work. How about change something? How about just sit there and fastball and see what happens, let him fly to see that thing he's got better for us.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. He pitches tomorrow against Michael Wacha. All right, on to the White Sox. They'll battle Chris Sale tonight. Reynaldo Lopez coming off his best start as a professional baseball player. 14 strikeouts of the Tigers the other day. The staff combined for 20. That's the most the Tigers have ever struck out in a game. But Chris Sale, you were at the park earlier today. He's 0-5. He's got to look at this one licking his chops going, I got to beat this team.
Well, I don't think I just beat this team. I think Chris Sale is a kid that got a lot of pride. He's very proud of what he does. I think he's going to start. I think he's going to turn the corner from now on, because he don't want to be embarrassed. He want to be the top. You know, he want to be the ace in that ball club. He want to be the guy people look up to. And I think I got the feeling. I think it's time for him to move on and start pitch. I'm not going to say he's going to throw 98, 99 again, but he got to still be aggressive and attack the strike zone. Before this little while, I don't think he feel like he was good. He don't have a good enough stuff to pitch.
Yeah, I don't think Boston could have had a better game scheduled right now than against the White Sox, considering Sale's start. You want him against his former team, the lowest swinging strike rate in baseball. This is the best bounce-back scenario that the Red Sox could ask for.
Do you guys think for him it's been more about stuff or location?
Well, when you got that stuff, you don't need location, because you're going to throw 100 by people, then it's a slider to blind the thing. Now you don't throw the hard anymore. Now you got to figure out what you say. Okay, now I think you got to say, you know what? Letting hit. I've seen a couple of times. Say, oh my God, I hope he's not hurt. Well, it's not hurt. He's not having.
You asked him.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. It's not hurt. And I think his stuff is going to come out better. And I think spring training was a little easy for him. I don't think he worked hard enough to get what he want to get, because you know when you come from the World Series, people don't realize how many innings you go through it. And you get tired. It's not down the bottom. You got to get tired when you start. And I think, to me, I got that feeling you got to turn from now on, you got to be the Chris Sale. We hope that.
And when you're number one, you're always facing the other team's number one. He had to face Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, so he went up against some studs. And the thing with him is it's early strikes. He hasn't been pounding the zone early, so he's fallen behind. And we saw today with Kyle Hendricks, when you're ahead in the counts, it's hard. And then with stuff that Chris Sale has, man, this guy should be a no doubt in decision, get a win every single time. But when you're behind, even and guys 6, 7, 8 hitters can even do some damage against you.
Besides that, when you're going to face Chris Sale, and you might go, wow, my guy tried to get off early, because this guy got a good enough stuff, he's going to make me look stupid at the plate. Well, he's not throwing strike enough to make those guys swing the bat like that. He has to throw a strike and make those guys swing the bat, and he's going to be better.
Exactly. Okay, I want to read you guys something, because my partner and I were debating bat flips and having fun to the game. So
that's my guy.
Yeah, my 72-year-old partner over there wants, Okay, Michael Kopech met with the media and said, what Tim Anderson's doing is having fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with him having fun. That aspect of everything's kind of controversial right now, because there's people who agree, but there's some in our game who disagree. He also said it's at a point where this game either has to change or it's not going to be able to. I think Tim is making a push for the game to change, which is fine by me. Have all the fun you want. That's my point.
Just start and then I'll follow you.
Cap, so I don't get it. All right, so bat flip. So we're talking bat flips, or we're just talking having fun.
Just having fun out there, whether it's a bat flip or whatever it is.
What about being the best player on the field, winning ball games?
But see, you're speaking as a player.
Exactly.
I'm asking you to look at the 12 to 18-year-old kid that we're trying to get to watch this game. I love when he does this.
Then why don't we do something? Every game, you get a couple players, interview them, and find out about each player. Do something like that behind the camera, not on the field, maybe off the camera somewhere. Interview them before the game. Get things like that. I don't think this is going to pull people in.
Swag.
They do not want swag.
Wait a minute. We just still talk about this. This is like 10 weeks ago. Besides that, he hit a home run to walk off. And I was doing that game. I said, you know what? Take your clothes off. Go run the bases naked. If you want to, but not when you're in the third inning.
That's fine. I feel you,
by the way, I don't mind you to throw the bat or have fun, like you guys say. That's fine with me. That's part of the game now. But when they hit you, walk to first base. That's it. Don't make it a big deal about it. That's what they did. They say, I'm
but
not
why
against.
do you? If you're pitching and I'm batting and I take you out of the ballpark and I bat flip and I moonwalk around and have a good time and the crowd's going nuts, why do you have to hit me because you did something bad?
Because of respect of the game. No, not just what you did. It's when. It's when you did it. You did it in the third inning, fourth inning. I don't know about it. I'm not against that. Maybe not 100%, but you got to know what you do. He hit a home run. I was doing the game, and I say, I almost take my clothes off. I was in the studio. That's the way to do it. Celebrate. First of all, it's nothing about the game change. It's how good it changed.
Do you remember Juan Berenguer?
Yes. Well, you know what? Be honest with you. If that kid was playing in my time, you know how every 3 at bat he would get hit. Every 3 at bat.
What about getting him out? He was pitching.
I bet you not do. Well, I bet you not do this to Chris Sale today. Okay, I bet you don't do it to Price last night.
No doubt.
Well,
no doubt.
It's just. I don't say. First of all, he not respect anyone. I see it. He throw the bat, look to his dugout, pump the guys up. It's cool, but a lot of people don't see it that way. And you see the tweeters, and you see the say, and sometimes people don't realize, a little bit about cockiness, hot dog. But I don't think he did anything wrong to me. But if I was managing the opposite team, I was managing, I can say, White Sox, he will win.
Did you face Juan Berenguer?
A lot. He was my teammate.
Okay, and what would he do when he struck a guy out?
Oh, he hit his glove.
And he ring guys up.
Well, it's nothing wrong with that. Because you remember the worst was his Lima time.
Yeah.
Lima time struck you out, dancing merengue, bachata.
I remember that.
But he also danced merengue when they taken deep or when they had a back game. He was the same guy. It's just, listen, I'm not against that because that's the way kids want it now. You know what I mean? But I think that in the time it did it, I don't think it was right. That's all I say.
Jose Bautista, I love that. That's great. When he walked off and threw that bat, I'm all in for that. That's an emotional time, big hit and big situation. First inning homer against the Royals in April 6th. I'm not really in on that. I'm not in.
Very quick. I cannot say anything about that because I never hit a walk-off home run.
There you go.
I don't feel anything. I never hit a walk-off home run. I don't know how that feels.
Yeah, you guys have fun on baseball night in Chicago. All right, ahead on Sports Talk Live. We'll get you set for tomorrow's Kentucky Derby. Plus, the Bulls give Jim Boylan a contract extension. Was it the right move? We'll debate that. Plus, which Chicago coach deserves the next contract extension?
Sports Talk Live is brought to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. To be the best, you have to beat the rest. See why Chevy is once again the #1 best-selling brand in Chicagoland, now 8 years running.
This is our magnificent mile and a half. These are our monsters of the Speedway. And this year, we're bringing the ultimate NASCAR Summer Festival to the Midwest. Don't miss summer's biggest party, featuring a family-friendly carnival and entertainment all weekend long at Chicagoland Speedway, home of 2018's most exciting finish. June 27th through June 30th. Get your tickets now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com.
Your official Rolex jeweler is James & Sons in Chicago, Orland Park, and Schererville.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet. Wow. Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smoke.
Wow. And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow. There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado, or get a total value of over $9,000 when you finance with GM Financial.
Jets has been making the best pizza on the planet for over 40 years because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe, all baked to perfection for a thick, golden crunch. So go ahead, take a bite, you'll get it. Get the best of Jets, a large pizza with premium mozzarella and one topping, just $12.99. Jets, better because it has to be.
Authentic Cubs fans, always on the go. Don't miss a single play of the game.
Bryant with a towering blast to left.
Get the My Teams app by NBC Sports. This is your source for your Cubs games, highlights, articles, and more.
2015, I painted our lawn for the first time. It didn't quite work, but 2016, it was the magic touch.
And he's going to score!
Get your Cubs wherever you are. Download the My Teams app today to stay connected.
Entire Bulls season leads up to this very moment, the NBA Draft Lottery, and we're throwing a party on May 14th at Public House. Great spot. Luke Stuckmeyer's there all the time. Ryan Archie Diacono will stop by, and the first 100 fans will receive a Draft Lottery Party t-shirt. Plus, our post-game crew of Mark Shanowski, Kendall Gill, Will Perdue, and Archie will react to the lottery picks live at 7:30 on the Plus Channel. All right, as we told you about at the top of the show, the Bulls have signed Jim Boylan to a multi-year contract extension. Terms not disclosed. We welcome Luke Stuckmeyer to the show. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm not sure why necessarily right now. That was my initial reaction. Like, why would they do this right now? That's why I can't figure it out. But on his side, I will say this. The players did seem to respond to him at the end of the season, and they did sort of mesh together a little bit after the disastrous start. So I'll give him that. I just don't know why you have to do it now as opposed to letting it ride out. I mean, Greg Popovich had his deal come up and expire.
And we know how many times Boylan liked to mention Greg Popovich post-game, literally every post-game press conference. We actually discussed this, I feel like, on a couple of Sports Talk Lives ago. I don't see the point in bringing Boylan back right now. What do you get out of that? Why not wait till next season, see what happens in the bowl season, and then if you respond more, it works.
Stability, as Seth just said, and I said to you when we were talking up by my desk. Okay, Greg Popovich, Joe Madden, they have cachet. They can walk in the locker room, they're in the final year, nobody says a word, it's not a distraction. Jim Boylan doesn't have any cachet as a head coach yet. This way, the players can't look and go, he ain't even going to be here anyway. He's your guy.
And that's what you need. I know that's something we talk about a lot with college coaches, and it's closely associated with recruiting. But just the same, guys you're going out and signing, even draftees, you're trying to get them to buy into learning a system and a philosophy and a style of basketball. You want to show that you're committed to the guy who's passing along all that information. So I understand why they wanted to establish some organizational stability, and this is the way to do it. At the end of the day, it'd be more costly, but if it doesn't work out, you can go another direction.
And they're not paying him huge money.
I just don't like his philosophy. The NBA is trending towards a pace and space offense. It already is. Mm-hmm. Look at the Warriors, and I know that's the obvious example, but Jim Boylan's offense is predicated upon driving to the basket and playing inside out. The NBA game has turned into an outside-in sport. So I just don't like him as a coach.
It ebbs and flows. I mean, there's a pioneer for everything. I think, you look at what the Golden State Warriors did. Everybody passed on Draymond Green, and they found a way to use him. He's this great pick-and-pop guy who can switch on defense, and they came up with a philosophy that everybody now is trying to replicate. But what's to say that Jim Boylan's style of wanting to touch the post for the purpose of getting a three-pointer, so his end goal is the same. I mean, he's following the analytics.
A different way to go about it.
Exactly.
All right, here's our Ink and Law Sports Talk Live poll question. Which Chicago coach deserves to get the next contract extension? Joe Madden, Matt Nagy, Ricky Renteria, or Jeremy Culleton? Go to NBCSportsChicago.com/vote. Luke, vote.
Well, I would give Matt Nagy, I would lock him up as long as I could right now. Mm-hmm. To me, if Joe Madden wins the World Series, I don't know how you couldn't bring him back. So it's those two.
What if Joe Madden wins the Central, gets to the postseason, obviously, wins the first round, the division series, loses in a great NLCS? You're not bringing him back?
I would bring him back. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if the Cubs are necessarily thinking, hey, let's bring him back. They may be thinking World Series or bust. They may have already decided what they're going to do with Joe Madden moving forward. But Matt Nagy, if I can lock him up, because at this point, I think enough of us have looked at Matt Nagy and said, they got it right. Not only did they get it right, they hit a home run with it. So if I can lock up Nagy long term, I'd go for it now.
I think the fulcrum point on Joe Madden is winning a playoff series. I think they get back to an NLCS. I think he needs to win an NLDS, so not like a wild card game. I think if they get back to the NLCS, I think he does get that extension.
Yeah.
If I had to put some odds on this for Matt Nagy getting a contract extension with the Bears, I would say minus 500 over the next 2 years. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So I think Matt Nagy's the most deserving. You would expect the Bears to move farther on in the playoffs.
Nagy's more deserving than Madden.
I would say so right now.
A guy who's averaged 97 wins for 4 years.
Because, again, we'll see if the Cubs miss the playoffs, then you have to move on. I think you have to go in a different direction.
Cap, you know as well as anybody that's not what coaching contract extensions are about. It's more about what you've done lately. Nagy has done more lately. Now, he had more room to grow. There was more potential.
Hold on a second.
The bar was lower.
Whoa.
The bar was lower.
You're telling me he's done more lately than Joe Madden? Joe Madden won 95 games.
It doesn't matter. It's in the context of that.
I love Matt Nagy. He hasn't won a playoff game.
I understand that. But you're talking about a coaching extension. It is in the context of what the expectations were over the past year or two. In the eyes of the Cubs and the organization, you're talking about World Series or bust for that guy to get a contract extension. Then the bar is that much higher. So when you're talking about deserving, these guys aren't on equal footing.
Yeah, for me, the no-brainer is Joe Madden.
But doesn't he have to win a playoff series first? So wouldn't you say Matt Nagy is the most deserving because of the direction the Bears are trending in?
Maybe. Look, I look at a guy like Joe Madden. He's averaged 97 wins, 3 NLCSs, a World Series, playoffs every season he's been here. How do you not bring him back?
But
no matter what happens.
On that basis, on that historical basis, yes, you'd bring him back. But Joe Quenneville was fired too.
42% say Joe Madden. Pride and joy of Hazelden, Pennsylvania. All right, we'll talk Kentucky Derby and some gambling. Love that next.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet. Wow. Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smokes.
And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow. There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado, or get a total value of over $7,500. Plus, get an additional $1,500 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial.
Keep going, man. You got it.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
We're a city of 2.7 million unique people. It would be easy to let our differences divide us. But when we unite to make our communities better, our differences help us achieve things we could never do alone. Because we're better together. Berman Subaru of Chicago is committed to making a positive impact with our customers and in our community, and is proud to support Gigi's Playhouse Down Syndrome Achievement Centers. So invest in your community and discover all the ways we're better together.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and real estate donations.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-682-0856. That's 1-800-682-0856. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
It's time for Friday Faves. It's brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. There's more ways to win on FanDuel. Here are some of the biggest bets this weekend. It's a great betting weekend. First, Red Sox favored tonight to win behind Chris Sale. Eli, is that a smart play, minus 170?
Yeah, there's no value there. So you're betting $170 to win 100 if you're betting in the hundreds. And the way Chris Sale has pitched, yes, I mentioned earlier, this could be a bounce-back spot for Sale facing his former team. But again, that swinging strike rate just isn't there. The velocity is down. There's no value in Chris Sale tonight. You might want to bet the over if you're looking to get some value the way Sale's pitched, and Lopez having some regression after his big outing on Sunday.
Or the run line if they're the favorite.
Could go run line there. Could.
Right, you might get some better value.
Is pitching well as of late. All right, Kentucky Derby's tomorrow. Bob Baffert has the 3 top horses in the field. Game winner, your current favorite, at 9-2. What do you think, Luke? You got a horse?
The only thing I know is that the real favorite was scratched.
Omaha Beach.
And then they took that jockey and somebody else took him, right?
Correct.
Is that kind of cheap? Is that kind of, I mean, that seems like kind of a
people in the industry
sketchy move.
Are criticizing Todd Pletcher for taking Corey Lanerie off the horse and sticking Mike Smith on this morning because Corey Lanerie can't get a mount now.
Right. I mean, the guy was
Not
there
good.
the whole time, and now you're just going to be like, sorry, you're done.
Sorry, you're out. Finally, Bucks Celtics tonight. Boston, a 1.5 favorite. What do you guys like there?
Tremendous value on the Celtics. They're 19-3 against the spread when favorites in the playoffs under Brad Stevens, and 8-0 with when their favorite was spreads 3 and under.
Yeah, I mentioned situational spots. This is the perfect situational spot, bounce back spot for Boston coming off that loss on the road at Milwaukee. Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, terrible games. Irving plays his best ball. At home, I expect a big-time performance. And Al Horford, while Giannis Antetokounmpo did perform better in the second half of that game against the Celtics, Al Horford's interior defense has been phenomenal, I would say, for a game and a half against Antetokounmpo. So I like Bucks minus 1.5.
All right, there's the play. That's a wrap for Sports Talk Live, presented by the Chevy Silverado. Have a wonderful evening, great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
This is the Durabit of the all-new Chevy Silverado.
That is huge.
It offers a built-in 120-volt outlet. Wow. Plug that in for me.
Oh, holy smoke.
And the all-new Silverado has more trim levels than any other pickup.
Oh, wow. There's something for all of us.
It's time to upgrade. Get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado, or get a total value of over $7,500. Plus, get an additional $1,500 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial.
Dare to shop the Jared semi-annual sale. It's our best sale of the season, featuring 20% off select diamonds. Dare to be devoted, only at Jared.
At Menards, nobody beats our prices, so you can save big money on everything for your home. Concord double 4-inch vinyl siding has the look of wood, but is virtually maintenance-free, with rich fade-resistant colors for years of great looks. $4.98 each after rebate. Fast Set concrete mix is perfect for pouring slabs and setting posts. It sets up 90% faster than standard concrete mix. $3.98 a bag. Plus, a Menards gift card is perfect for Mother's Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Where have you been? Take it all in. Miles and miles away. The air is magic. Breathe in, grab it. We'll be happy, happy today. Oh, oh, feels so good again. Oh, oh, I just wanna dance. And I don't want it any other way. 'Cause I'm happy today.
I'm Wilson Contreras, and if you need a personal injury lawyer, call Howard.
For car, rideshare accidents, work injuries, or any other type of injury case, give me a call. I'm here to help.
Put 3126 million in your phone now for what you need, Howard.
Injury law made personal. That's Aiken Law.
How many ways are there to buy a Hyundai? Only one way, by going to Elgin Hyundai for the best savings of the season. With over 400 new Hyundais to choose from, there's no doubt you'll find the one for you. Like a new Santa Fe for only $199 a month. Plus, you always get Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. There's only one way to buy a Hyundai, by going to Elgin Hyundai. Visit ElginHyundai.com.
You're going to like buying a car this way.
Delmonico hits it well. Right center field. Bradley at the wall. Jackie Bradley can't make the catch. Hey, Nicky, it's a 3-run
The White Sox and Red Sox are back at it tonight, and the tarp is on the field. Well, that's a buzzkill. That must have just happened. All right, so we got that working for us. David's already laughing. Ozzy knows what's in store. I don't care. We're talking about this anyway. Premier matchup for you right here on NBC Sports Chicago. Reynaldo Lopez on the hill, going at Chris Sale. It's going to happen at some point. Here's Ozzy. Here's David DeJesus. The tarp's on the field. Yeah. I'm Layla Rahimi, and this is Baseball Night in Chicago. Okay, so what are we thinking, guys? I mean, we just saw this.
I mean, does it never stop raining in Chicago right now?
Seriously?
That's protection. You know who make a lot of money there? The ground crew owner.
Exactly.
Roger Boss is making more money than what he had right now. I like it.
I mean, when Roger Bossard knows to put the tarp on the field, it's serious business.
That's protection, though. That's protection because they should know they don't want to start all the song, stop the game in the middle of in the second, third inning, you lose your starters. And I think the way Lopez throw, I not blame them to wait a couple more minutes, but they have been 100%. They know they're going to start and continue the game.
And this is a matchup that people are going to go to this game to watch.
Yes,
you know, Lopez, Sale, this is a big matchup. So you don't want to just have the starters out in the second inning. Maybe most of the people will leave after that point, too.
All of these are good points, and this is what we like to call a segue, because this is a heck of a pitching matchup tonight. So let's take a look at it. It's a doozy. Chris Sale somehow looking for his first win of the season, a 6.30 ERA, 0-5 record, facing off against Reynaldo Lopez, who can also understand that ERAs and records aren't always telling the whole story. Lopez, a 6.03 ERA, coming off of his best start of the season. That against the Detroit Tigers. Ozzy, you and I saw it in person on Sunday. Lopez threw a career-high 14 strikeouts against Detroit. His velocity was there the entire game. You and I talked about it. My favorite part was when he decided to dial it up to 97 to end the sixth inning to get 6 strong.
Well, I don't think he's a thrower. Got a good command, good stuff. He got great stuff to try to nibble. I think he got a good enough stuff to strike people out